All right, so excuse the fact that I'm in my truck. Most of my videos are from a vehicle. It's kind of my thing, right? So this is just kind of like a all-encompassing update, right? This is the journey video that I thought was going to take like way longer than it did. So, you know, my journey started back kind of the mid to end of June with being 288, 290 pounds. Heaviest I've ever been, just kind of miserable and needing a change. And thanks to a push from a friend, that change was running, like pushing myself, see how far I can get, see, you know, just how much I can do, and obviously try to lose weight. So from that middle end of June to the 4th of July, we had a 5K race here in my town. And I did that. Like, it was not a lot of training leading up to it, but I ran the 5K. It wasn't like the prettiest thing. We did more than a little bit of walking in between. You know, the time wasn't anything spectacular. It was like 33 something and change. So it wasn't like blow out the water spectacular, but it was a starting point. It said, hey, I may not be able to do this straight through. I may not be able to do the whole distance, but I can move my large self for a 5K, right? Them 3 miles. And it was like a turning point in me. It's like, well, at this size, I can do this. Let's see how far we can go. And I kind of shot for the moon. I was like, okay, well, you know, there's a marathon coming up in October. Let's do that. So I went on ChatGPT. I had it create a program, and I kind of went at it. And I went way too hard, way too quick, and kind of realized that the increasing load I was putting on my body was not being received well. I'm stubborn, so I just continued regardless and drove through anyway, to the point of almost injuring myself, and realized at that point that I needed to like back off a bit, because not only was I shooting for a marathon, I was like, hey, why not let's do a half marathon 2 weeks before the marathon, without fully realizing the load and the strain that was going to be on my body. So it was about 6-7 weeks in, I dialed it back pretty heavily, right? So it was like the end of August. I'm like, hey, let's taper down. We're not going to do the marathon, but, you know, progress is good. We'll listen to our body. We'll do the half marathon. So I changed my program in ChatGPT. It dialed the mileage back down to what was a way better mileage increase per week, and it was night and day, and it like lit that fire inside me, because instead of dreading that long run and being like, oh, you know, I'm gonna be dead after this, because I work construction, right? So just because I go out and batter myself on a long run on a Saturday or Sunday, I still have to go to work on Monday, and I'm climbing ladders and I'm lifting heavy stuff, and it's not like I'm just going in and, you know, sitting. I'm driving an hour and a half to a job site, going for 8 hours than driving an hour and a half back. It's realizing how much I could push, and like, I think mentally figuring out how to push properly while leaving enough in the tank to still do what I had to do. And it's been a great learning experience. And I have been blessed that I have my own like personal race designer, long run designer. I do predominantly all my long runs with my father. And he goes through the trouble of mapping out our run. He fits in hill work, he fits in distances, he fits in some loop training, all of that. And he's always got it prepared every week. So I realize with that I'm blessed. I also have that built-in pacer and somebody to constantly have a sounding board bounce back to make sure that I'm keeping my proper RPE, which is, my perceived exertion. And if I can keep a good conversation going with my father, I know that I'm right where I need to be pace-wise for my long runs. Regardless of what my body feels like, because as a big person doing like double-digit mileage on a long run, your body is going to hurt. You're gonna hit that metal wall, that metal break, like way faster sometimes than obviously people that are in better shape than you, or smaller than you, just because of the weight that you're carrying. I want to caveat this with saying that do not use your weight as an excuse to not go out and do it, because if anything, I've proved that you can go out there. I'm currently sitting at like 265, 267, and I just went out and did 12 miles of running out of a 13.1 mile long run day. So I hit my half marathon goal 2 weeks ahead of my first half marathon. So now I've gone from no running, no nothing for almost 7 years. So couch to half marathon in 3 months. In 3 months' time, I've gone from nothing to half marathon, and through drive, will, and stubbornness have turned that goal from half marathon to let's do 3 half marathons in 5 weeks just to push myself. So this is, kind of a recap of what my journey was for my fat guy couch to half marathon. And this is only going to be like part 1, because we're going to keep going and we're going to see just how fast we can go fat man couch to marathon. And after that, the goals don't stop. But I want anybody to realize, or anybody who watches this to realize, you too can get out there and put that work in, and you'd be surprised at just what you are capable of when you're too stubborn or too determined to fail. So I want to thank anybody that's taken the time to watch this, and anybody that's interested in this weight loss crazy journey of mine that won't just end at the marathon. I have far loftier goals. I want to do all 6 of the marathon major races. I want to do a Disney Dopey challenge. I want to do a half and a full Ironman. And I'm planning on recording my journey doing this. I mean, for those that watch and can be inspired, it's fantastic, but also so I have something to reference and go back and look and, you know, relive the emotions and the wonderful victory feeling and achievement that's come from this whole journey. You know, when things get hard later, I can come back to this and look and say, hey, in 3 months, you went from being the largest you've ever been to doing not 1, but 3 half marathons. And find that drive that, you know, hopefully I have not lost, and just keep pushing to the next thing. And I mean, I hope that this motivates even just one person to go out and do something you're not comfortable with. Push yourself to that uncomfortable spot, and, you know, let's all improve together. You know, let's double and triple the number of people that are out there running half marathons and marathons, and let's flood this. Let's have a good, fun time together. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for stopping by.